learn, no one can stop us from growing, evolving, and progressing. Today's distinguished guest speaker, Madam Sindhu Ayappa, Regional Manager, HR Department, Infinity Retail Limited, a Tata enterprise, is here to address us on futuristic retail innovations. On this occasion, I welcome Professor KNB Murthy, Chairman Bytes and Vice Chancellor DSU. I welcome MN Vidyashankar, Co-Chairman Bytes, Dr. Puttamadappa, Registrar DSU, Dr. Puneet Karyappa, Dean SCMS, Dr. Jasma, Chairperson CST DSU, dear students and faculty members of DSU and DSI. I now request Dr. Puneet Karyappa, Dean, School of Commerce and Management Studies, to welcome the guest. Ma'am, over to you.
Yeah, thank you, Archana ma'am. Good afternoon, Vice Chancellor sir, Arvind sir, Registrar sir, the other deans, principals, heads of various schools who are here, and also welcome Sindhu for this program. It's such an honor that Bytes, in association with DSU, is organizing this event today. And as we all are aware, Indian retail industry has emerged one of the most dynamic and fast-paced industries. The retail sector is continuing to grow in spite of the pandemic, and we all are aware it may be because of the pandemic and or otherwise there is a huge spike in the online shopping. We know that the retail sector is contributing to the economy and creating employment opportunities, and even government of India is promoting retail sector through its skill development council. And Dhanansagar Sagar University uh, is looking at tying up with Raski, and we are looking at starting a BBA program in retail apprenticeship program this time. So there cannot be a apt time which is so very relevant to have this webinar on the retail sector. So this lecture today will address about how technology is changing in retail, how demand of customer expectations are changing, and typical prerequisites for the freshers to join with the retail sector, the certifications that are available from third party to enhance employability and opportunities with career growth options. To discuss about all this and more, we have with us Ms. Sindhu Ayappa, the Regional Manager, HR, Infinity Retail Limited. Sindhu Ayappa is an MBA from Manipal University. She has a proven track record with 18 years plus experience in talent management in retail, IT, ITES, and fitness industry. She has experience in more than 5 companies in the area of HR, such as Snap Fitness, Cafe Coffee Day, ITC Infotech. She is currently the regional head for Infinity Retail Chroma and is based out of Bangalore. Who other than Sindhu who can address about this sector and the possible opportunities and the innovations that are happening to our students and the faculty members who are assembled here. So Sindhu, on behalf of Dhanansagar Sagar University and School of Commerce and Management Studies, a very warm welcome to you, and over to you. Over to you, Sindhu.
Thank you so much, Punita. That was really very, very sweet of you. Uh, Good afternoon, everybody. And firstly, it's a privilege to be presenting something like this. And it's more of awareness as to where we are, what are we heading to, what is this industry all about, and what can you actually look forward for, right? So let me quickly give you a gist as to what you can actually expect from this entire presentation. So I would be briefly trying to cover as to what is this retail industry all about, and what is in store for you as an individual. How is this industry actually expanding, and what can you look forward in terms of uh, uh, a minute thing which you think could have actually not even come into your head is something which is getting innovated, right? So I will also talk about the business opportunities that is available and the growth opportunities as a sector and as an individual if you're looking at growth for yourself in the industry and how you can get yourself employed, and a little bit about how innovative are people getting in terms of understanding customer needs, because customers are very, very demanding these days. So it's unlike the old school method that we had, that if you really had to sell something, you had to literally go and beg the customer to buy. But now it's the reverse, right? So it's changing times, and how technology is actually merging with each other and trying to give the best to the customers is what I'm trying to cover in a gist, right? So, Jasma, I would need your help, in moving the slides, if that is okay. So we can just move to the first slide.
Yes, ma'am.
Right. So if you look at it, the Indian retail industry has actually emerged as one of the most dynamic and fast-paced one. In fact, we can actually look at, 10% of the entire country's gross domestic product is actually, here. And in terms of growth, we are expecting the next 10 years to be double than what we are now. So the kind of opportunities that's going to be coming over a period of time is going to be immense. Okay, so I'll just give you like a small example, or tell you as to how it was versus how it is now. When we were kids, or maybe when I was a kid, it was such a big thing to actually watch TV. Everybody would actually come and gather. So it was just one TV, and the entire neighbor would actually come around, and then you feel like, okay, so there is a TV, there is sports that's going to come, there is some, movie that's going to be played. So the entire Janata is at home, and we're all like so excited and watching TV. But now, how things have changed, like coming to think of it, you have a TV in every room, right? So maybe I would want to watch something in Netflix, which is, maybe romantic, and maybe my husband would want to watch something which is fictional, or, my kid would actually want to watch something which is cartoon. So the needs are so different, and technology is changing to a larger extent. So if you see today, every house would have at least 2 to 3 TVs, right? So you would have one in the bedroom, one in the hall, one in the in the dining room. So you name it, and it's not even like it's become a need. So it's not like a big thing to have multiple things. So I can give you another small example. Now that everything is actually happening on the phone, your online classes is all on the phone, right? Or on your laptop. So to an extent, when a daughter wakes up in the morning, the first thing, instead of saying good morning ma, she sends me a good morning message from the WhatsApp. So technology has gone to that extent. I mean, there are pros and cons to it, but I'm saying that the need of an individual has increased to an extent which is to the power of 10, from what we were. So when industry is growing like this, when our business needs are growing like this, and every customer is demanding so much, we are constantly in a change, and grabbing that opportunity and embracing and ensuring that we deliver what the customer need is what this industry is going to be all about. And trust me, it is something to look forward for, because there's a lot of opportunity that is coming across sea. Like there are so many brands, like maybe Walmart is going to be here someday, or if you say Hamleys, so many international brands have actually come to India. So there is opportunity here in India, and the crowd somehow in India, if you see, it is it's a robust crowd, right? So you have people who are educated, or you also have rural crowd. So it's a mix of everything. But now people are getting so towards technology that it's just amazing. So I just want to check, is my video visible, or?
No, ma'am.
We can't see you, but the PPT is on. Carry on. Yes, you're there. Yes, Sindhu.
Okay. You can see me, or no?
Yes, we can.
Yes, ma'am.
Okay, all right. Sorry. Okay. So yeah, so I was telling that the technology is changing so much that your needs are also changing eventually, and we're just trying to bridge that gap. So can we move to the next slide, Jasna?
Yeah, done.
All right. Okay. So when I talk about retail, for a layman, it's very vast. What is this retail all about? So I'm just trying to give you a gist as to what are the various industries that we have and what is there in every sector. So if you see, first is the fashion and fitness. So the fitness and fashion has become such a taboo these days that if you're not well groomed, you just are not accepted to an extent in the society, right? So you would always want to look good. When you have an opportunity to look good, you always want to look good, and that's the right attitude to be in, and that's what the entire industry or people around is actually accepting. So there's not even one person who would not actually want to be not good looking, right? So this industry is another thing that which is booming to an extent. Even a kid who's just 13 to 14 years old have started to go to these beauty centers, and not just the women, and also men. In fact, men go more than the women. That's the stats that we have. So fitness. So you talk about health, there's so much of cosmetic surgeries, and there is pharmaceuticals and things like that. So this is another industry, all to look forward for. Then you also have the entertainment and retailing. So here you have your amusement parks, and if you see, you must be aware of Wonderla and a lot of recreation centers like this. Then would come the food and grocery. So this is the major chunk. If you see, food and grocery is something which is, it's there, look and corner, you just find, a grocery shop. And this is there from a very long time. So if you want something, you always go to the market, you pick up, and, it's there. But now the experience of having to go to a supermarket or a, a place to actually pick up just your vegetables is an experience, right? So we have reached to that level now. So this is a bigger chunk in the industry, in retail industry, and this has a lot of opportunity going forward because customer needs are increasing and they do not have the patience. So it's like, you just have to get it done quickly. So that is what the entire technology is going to be working on in coming days. So the last and not the least is about electronics, right? So electronics is another consumer durable, where you have your laptops, your mobiles, your kitchen appliances, you name it, electrical fittings. So anything that comes here is your consumer electronics. So these are the broad sectors which actually comes under retail. So can we move to the next slide, please?
Yes, ma'am. Done.
All right. Okay. So I'm just explaining as to, what are the two types of retail outlets that we have. So we call one, which is called the brick and mortar. So brick and mortar is something which is a physical store. So when you just go to any of the stores, like maybe Chroma or Reliance Fresh, or probably Lifestyle. So these are outlets where you can actually touch, feel, and then make a decision to buy the product, right? Vis-a-vis is the other thing, which is completely digital, right? So everything is on your laptop, on your phone. So all you have to do, your decision is based as to what is actually shown in the image. So these are two different styles of retailing business that is there. And I would say that both have equal opportunity at this point of time, because a lot of people, like maybe me and my time, people would definitely want to actually uh, touch and feel the product and then buy it. Unlike the youth now, the Gen Z, I don't think they have patience. Neither do I have patience. I think everything is just there. You just want to find out that, you just want this school bag or a college backpack, and you just Google and you just get it, right? And then it connects you to a link, and then you go to Amazon, wherever. It just connects you to whatever link, and then you get the connect, and then you just land up buying it. So this is the digital part of it, right? So can we move to the next slide, please?
Yes.
So Yeah, so this is called the omni-channel flexibility. So people, how industry is changing and how the customer should be drawn towards what is there in store for me, right? So the style of marketing will have to be very different from what it was earlier. So if you actually go to the next slide, I'll quickly take you all through as to what are the different types of marketing strategies that we have to attract the crowd out here, right? So I'm talking about the physical stores now. So when you just go to a supermarket, for example, you're going to a supermarket because you want to pick up your groceries or you want to buy anything that is important for your regular uh, day-to-day activities. So when you go to a brick and mortar store, so the first thing, there are different types of uh, marketing that are there to actually attract the customers. So I'm going to be talking in brief as to what are these few things. So first one is called the proximity targeting. So what usually happens, so if you're living probably in Jayanagar or Indranagar, so these let's take an example of lifestyle. So what these lifestyle outlets will do, they will target a radius of about, say, 3 to 6 kilometers, and they know their customer base, and it's not difficult to get the customer base. So they will collect the data from everybody possible. They will tie up with all the small kirana shops, or they will tie up with multiple vendors, and then they will have the database. So what these guys do, they start creating promotions, and even sometimes when you go to the mall, you will see there are these lucky dips and all of that. So what happens, you give your number, and then it is published, so people get your number. For example, you just want to go pick up a watch, right? When you go to the store, and then you actually get uh, uh, you get the information because you've actually used your card there. So that outlet will actually send a message to the bank saying that this card has been used here. So immediately, there is somebody who actually would get in touch and say that this is the product that is bought. So for all you would actually get similar looking products on your mobile. So it actually happens most of the times. I'll give you live examples as to so many things that usually happens. You just keep, sometimes you just talk about, maybe you just want to pick up, you want to pick up like a bike or anything that is your requirement, and you're just talking, and your Alexa is on at home, and your phone is not on mute. So constantly this AI is gone to an extent that it is always listening to you. So when you say that you want something, instantly, without your knowledge, maybe in about 2 hours, or immediately when you just try to browse, something just pops up and say that why don't you look at this bike, these are the features. So you'll be wondering how, there is zero data security and things like that. But yes, technology is so advanced now that you just have to think, and then it's available. So that's how creative and innovative that the entire industry is heading towards. So this is what your proximity targeting campaign is, where you attract all the customers within the radius, and then you collect the database, and then you try to promote your product. So next is the loyalty campaigns. So when you go to any of the outlets, so there is this so if you've bought like products worth 10,000, 20,000, so then you become like the elite customer. So they start pampering you, they start giving you loyalty discounts, they give you points, so which means you can actually buy using those points. So it's just one way to retain your customer and say that, hey, look, stay with me because I'm better than the other, right? This is a usual thing. It happens in most of the retail outlets. So the next is the geo conquesting. So this is very interesting. So I don't know if you guys have actually come across something like this. When you just pass by maybe a shopper stop, for example, right? So when you just pass by shoppers, maybe sometimes you would actually get a pop-up message if you have an app, or even otherwise you get a message, or you just get a pop-up on your app mentioning, saying that this is the discount that is available. Or sometimes to an extent that, if you'd have gone online and searched for a, denim or anything, it would actually pop up and say that there is a discount for this product at this price. Why don't you just pick it up? So technology is just way too much. It can actually even read when you're passing by. There are messages which keeps coming to your phone, and then you know that there is something available. It is a mind game. What's in your head is always in your hand. So these people make it so lucrative and attractive for you that subconsciously you start to believe that, yes, I need to buy this, although I don't want it, because they keep sending you these teasers again and again and again. So it's a mind game. So end of it, you'll end up walking into the store, you buy the product, and then it's in your hand. So this is a very, very interesting marketing strategy that they have, and it's working wonders these days, right? So the next is the weather targeting. So if you see any of the outlets that you go to, every season the designs change. During winter, it is something which is warm wear. So if it's an electronic store, then we try to sell cool, these warmers. If it is a winter season, then we sell AC. Maybe during school time, we promote a lot of laptops and things like that. So every season will be different strategies that they have, and they keep changing, because customer usually get very bored with same products. So you have to be creative. If you're not, then you're actually losing out the business, because of which people really always come up with new innovative stuff, and they keep attracting the customer. So the other thing is your relationship uh, in the store. So this is again, it's how do you strike a chord? Because sometimes when you just go to a physical store and you want to probably buy a music system, right? Excuse me. So you actually spend about half an hour talking to the salesperson and telling the person, saying that this is what I want, and then the person explains it to you, and end of it, uh, you don't want to buy it, but then it's such an obligation that you feel that it's so sad if I don't buy the product. So it's more of a, you strike a chord, and then you feel papa for that guy, and then you say, okay, fine, let me just pick it up. So this is what usually happens. So this really works if it is a physical store. So next is your social media, and I think you kids and all of you are very well versed with the social media and how you can really attract people and get them to buy a product. And the last would be your discounts. So what usually happens, I think, Indian mentality, if there's a discount, especially anything more than 50 to 60%, we're all going to run to the store because we want to pick it up. We feel that if you don't go, you've just lost it. You just lose your opportunity. So again, this is a mind game, because everybody thinks that this discount products is usually the old season, because every season the designs change, and you'll have to keep replenishing the new product which comes in the market. So the old has to be flushed out. Because it has to be flushed out, they give you a huge discount, and that's how they attract customers. So these are few things when it comes to a physical store, outlets, right? Can we move to the next slide, please?
Yes, ma'am. Done.
Yeah. So this is again, when you have to look at the online shopping. So sure, it's a task for especially retailers. How do you attract a customer when you're actually looking at the web page? So when you go to Myntra or when you go to Amazon, everybody wants the products to be sold, right? So it is very important that they make it very, very interesting for the user end to say that, hey, look, this is my discount, this is what is available. So to have the website attractive and draw their attention is very, very important, because as we all know, the attention span of any individual is not more than 5 minutes, right? So within that time, how are you actually able to grab the attention is what is important. So people come up with multiple, creatives, and there's a lot of R&D that goes into this in terms of, how do you actually make it interesting for people to actually come and shop. So next is your social media activity. Uh, I'll give you examples like your Twitter, your Facebook. So, assuming that you've Googled on something that you wanted to buy a product. So when you open your Facebook, it always keeps popping up, right? So it keeps telling you like, go for this. This is a nice dress, or this is a nice jewelry, or this is a nice shirt, or nice shorts. So just pick it up. So it keeps popping up so many times. So this is another way of dealing with marketing strategy and attract customers that you'll end up actually buying online. And sometimes even in Twitter or in Instagram, you have these celebrities and different people who have a lot of followers. They tie up with these brands, and they say that, hey, look, you promote my product. Like, okay, my product is uh, uh, maybe a Levi's jeans, or I'm wearing a nice lipstick. So you promote where the customer is also benefited, because the celebrity is wearing it, and then the other person also would start to buy. So this is another way of promoting your online business. So the other promotions and all of that is the discounts, and all of that is very, very common, and it's always give and take. Last but not the least, is the email, right? So emailing is again a very, very common and old thing, but now I don't think people really look at emails. But yeah, this is another way of attracting the crowd. So that's about it in this slide. Can we just move ahead, please? Yeah.
Done.
Yeah. So I would like to, quickly talk about, how innovative a few retail outlets are. I don't know if you've heard of Amazon Go. So what is the concept of Amazon Go? It's a supermarket. So you are very busy and you do not have the time. So you just enter into the supermarket, and all you have to do is scan the barcode. So there are sensors that's actually kept in every part in the store. So when you just walk, you just pick up probably a apple, or one juice. So the minute you pick it up in your cart, the money is getting deducted because you already have Amazon wallet, or it's connected to the credit card. So automatically the amount gets deducted. So end of it, you just take the entire drive and you just come out, and you realize that you've actually picked up, say, you've just walked into the store like any other, like you're walking on the road, and you've just picked up some stuff, and you've got your entire products in your bag. And end of it, when you're just walking out, there is a bag that's already packed and kept for you, and the card is already swiped and the amount is deducted. So it is such a convenient way of shopping that it's like walk in, walk out. So you're just like, you don't have the time, you're just going in, you're getting your products, and you're just getting out. So this is innovation. I mean, this way beyond what you can really think, right? So so the touch and feel effect, and hassle free, no big lines, and you're free. And there are people around if you have any doubts to actually answer you. So it has made everybody's life so easy, and people are gung-ho about the whole thing and just going crazy about this entire concept. Similarly, they also have, in Alibaba, which is really so big. I think all of us have at one point would have picked up something. So they also have the similar concept. So you just walk in and then you just walk out. So everything is taken care, including that you see probably a fish which is in the tank. So you just pick up the fish and you say that I fry this fish for me, and then they fry it for you. You eat there, and then you leave the place. So it's become so convenient. It's like in one place you just get everything. So it just makes the customer experience go to another level altogether. So this is how it is. I'll give you another example. So there are restaurants, if you take even in Indranagar, there are restaurants where the food is served by robots. You just have to sit and you just have to tell what you want, and then food gets served. So this is another innovation. And if you see, sometimes you want something to be delivered, Amazon has come up with a delivery option where the drone comes and delivers your food, which is which is another interesting concept. And mind you, when you go to a restaurant and stuff like that, or a QSR where like any outlets, so whatever is kept outside, like when for your visual, are the ones FIFO, which means first in, first out. So what is kept inside is what will get sold first, right? So it's important that you just there is a shelf life for everything. So you make sure whatever is in the front row, that you grab that, then the ones which are behind, which is easy for the employee to actually take it, give it to you. So these are very different innovative stuffs that are there in the market. There's a video, if you have the time, we could probably play it, or maybe
Yes, ma'am.
yeah.
I'll play.
Jasma, if you could just play the video. Jasma, you're on mute.
Oh, okay. Yes, ma'am. Ma'am, my internet is running slow. Imtiaz, sir, can you please play the video?
Imtiaz, are you there? Yeah, Jasma, it is started. Yeah. Just increase the audio. Jasma, audio.
Yes, ma'am, increasing.
Enjoyable things I do on any given day. For all fans of our
Jasma, audio.
well.
No, ma'am, it's not audible.
Yeah, Jasma, the audio is not okay.
Yeah, so I think we
Is
can
the
just skip
audio
the
not audible?
Jasma, we
ma'am,
can skip the
no.
video. Go to the PPT, please.
Sure, ma'am.
yeah, I think we can skip this.
Is the screen visible, ma'am?
Yes, ma'am, it's visible.
Yes, Sindhu, you can carry on.
Yes, please.
Next
Yeah.
slide.
So the next slide talks more about, what are the career opportunities, because you guys are all kids, is what I'm assuming, and very aspirational and what you can look forward. So there are immense opportunities, not just, being at the front end and working, but also as a, you can join in as a managerial, as a management trainee, or you can actually join as a regular CSS or the frontline staff, or maybe you can join in the HR team or anything. There are multiple opportunities for you in the sector, because this is here to grow and stay. So we're never going to be deviating from this, and it is definitely going to be an industry which is going to boom. And technology is something which is not going to change, and customers are never going to stop wanting more. So this is in and forever. This will be green, is what I can assure you at this point of time. Although either it's physical or it's online, but the need is always going to remain, because we're all humans. We always want more than what we already have, and uh, that's how life is going to be, and that's how our next generation is also going to be, right? Yeah, this is in gist. And what do we actually look forward for, from a student who's actually willing to start their career? I'm just going to give you a little bit gyan as to what I have seen from this Gen Z, because you are brilliant, compared to what we were. We were very scared, and we were always thinking as to what could my manager think, and we had some 10,000 things running in our head always. But the crowd out here today, the Gen Z, is upbeat. They know what they want. They're very clear. There is a question, then you'll have to answer it immediately. Otherwise, it is already gone to your next level, your boss's boss. So they're very fast. I'll just quote a small example. There was an intern who actually that we hired for just a month, and then the first day she just came, and she had nothing, and she was from a management school. We just gave her a task of ensuring that collect the sales of all the employees, right? So typically, the how the mind works of a regular manager would be, you reach out to every store manager, or different managers, identify what individual has done and how and where and everything. This girl, this task was given to her for the entire month. So what she actually did, she created a web link. So she just took the database from us, the entire employee database. So she took the, there are multiple free apps that are available, and then she connected with the cell phone numbers, and then she got the numbers of all the sales that is done by every individual, and then she put it in a macro. She made a presentation, and bingo, we got the data in place. So kids are very creative, and you guys have the brains and the technology. So this is something that company look forward for. So we need innovation. We want to get rid of the old school and adapt the new culture, and try to help you all. And I would say, more than anything, before you could get into a new job or looking for anything in future, I think it's to do with the attitude. So if you have the attitude right, if you have the willingness to learn, the correct attitude, and ensuring that I'm going to make mistake, but I'm going to learn from my mistake. So these are few traits, when you're actually hiring. This is something that we look at when we're hiring an employee. So we look at somebody, how willing they are. Are they really wanting to do this job? Because our requirement and motivation levels are different for every individual, right? So these are few things that we usually look, and maybe you'll have to train yourself and believe that yes, it is possible. And the minute you think it's going to be possible, there's nothing that can stop you, because the aura around you is going to ensure that you actually get what you want. So that's how life is, that's how science is, and you really can't explain this entire connection and things like that. But my honest request is, don't give up in life, because you have to go through the tough part to ensure that you get the best. So I wish you, all the kids out there, all the very best, and to all the faculties who are doing such an amazing job, because it is crazy to actually teach and draw attention of people. It is even crazy for you all to even sit and listen to what I'm saying. It's not easy, but I think All of you are doing a great job. And I thank you, everybody. And it's an amazing thing to actually share the experience that I had. I only hope that it was helpful, and you always think about this is what is there, and you can look forward for it, right? Thank you so much.
Thank you, Ms. Sindhu. Thank you for the wonderful presentation. I would like to request the participants, if they have any questions, they can post it in the chat box. Yes, Ms. Sindhu, I have one question. That is, what are the current market factors that the retailers are taking to restructure the retail setup?
Sorry, I missed the question. The voice was breaking. What did you say?
Yes, Ms. Sindhu, can you hear me?
Yeah, I can hear you. I missed because it was breaking in between. What was the question?
Yes, ma'am. What are the current market factors that the retailers are considering these days, that is post-pandemic or in the new normal? What are those factors that the retailers are considering to stay in the business?
See, now the need is to survive, right? It's all about life. So if you see, there are certain sectors which is doing extremely well, and there are certain sectors which are bleeding. So for example, now everything is open. For instance, the dine-in. So before, you could actually go to the restaurant, spend the time and eat there, and have a good time. But now the industry has actually taken a big hit because nobody wants to go out because of the safety factors. So similarly, the nightclubs, right? It's completely closed. Just imagine, so many people are actually dependent on, working in a restaurant, or doing a night shift and things like that. So it's a different ball game altogether. So I think the need of the hour is to ensure people are alive, because this can be earned tomorrow, right?
Okay.
But this
Very
is
good
one
answer.
industry is what I'm talking about. But there are also other industry, for example, our industry, right? Online schools, our product, our sales for laptop phones has just crossed the bars. Like, there's we're just like so happy about the entire thing, because our sales are like just picking up like crazy. So we are super happy. So it's works for one industry and does not work for another industry.
Okay. In addition to that, when you spoke about your particular company, I had one more question. That is, how is Chroma looking to make data and technology deliver smarter and better outcomes in the future?
Okay. So we are a learning company and emerging company. If you see, we have adopted a lot of AI-based technologies. So for example, hi, can you hear me?
Yes, ma'am. No.
Yeah. So when a person walks into the store, we have database in a way that you just buy probably a earphone, right? So there is technology to that extent that there is something which is attached as comes as a freebie. So the AI senses and gives you a earphone, or AirPod, or it is interconnected. So we have multiple database that is already in place, and we know how to actually attract customers as per their needs. So if the person is actually searching for a laptop, then we actually send them mailers and different types of designs that are available, so that we make it easy for the customer. So in terms of technology, I think we're just going all out, and you just have to walk in to the store. We also have something called the virtual tour. Because of pandemic, people are not able to come to the store. So you can just go log in online and then say that, I want to pick up this laptop, or I want to pick up this phone. There'll be somebody who will give you a demo of the product. It'll be just like this. Okay, we're just talking like this, and you can actually see, look and feel, ask questions, and then you can bill it then and there, and then the product gets delivered to your house. So yes, we are embracing it. Technology is our future.
Yes, thank you, Ms. Sandhu. We have Professor Shiva Prakash asking a question: how we expect the trend and technology to guide the students towards future?
Heavy question. Okay. Your students are going to be one masterminds because they already know what is technology. And how are we going to help them? I think it's going to be AI based. So if you see, for example, you are looking for probably a good lipstick. So you just don't know which color is the lipstick that you actually would suit. So you will have a virtual place when you get online where you can actually put your face, and then these are the lipstick colors, right? You just have to choose the color and you know that this is the color, right? So like that there'll be multiple things. So you want to have a hairdo, so you can just put your face there and then it'll give you a different hairstyle and you can choose the hairdo and say this is what I want. So I think for the future kids, it is going to be like this. It's going to become so easy. You can actually start chatting with the bot, right? You just say that I need pink sweater with ABCD thing. So it will throw up, some 10,000 designs. Or you say I need a tag watch. So for the tag watch, you will get similar looking watches, which is still economical and same design. So it will start comparing and keep sending it to you. So I think, yeah, it uh,
Yeah,
it's something that
and
you'll get it.
Professor Shiv Prakash has one more question. How can we skill up in the current trends? Which stream, which is that we have to lead the future towards?
Skill up, does it mean that education wise?
Education, yes.
Okay. So if you're looking at a retail industry, especially in electronics, we need somebody who are graduates, somebody who can strike a chord with the customer and talk and explain, because technology is changing. So you need to have a little, inclination towards understanding the subject, and also having liking towards the subject, because the minute you give that feel that you don't know to the customer, and that's the end, it's suicidal. So I think it's important that we need maybe a marketing student or somebody uh, who knows the technology. Not that we cannot train, we do. Also somebody who is willing to learn, like I said.
Any
So
specific skill set are you talking about, ma'am?
yeah, specific skill sets would be to have a good communication. And when I say communication, it's not English. Somebody who can talk in Kannada, Hindi, Yao language barutte, that language, right? You should be able to strike a chord to the customer. So that confidence, this is the skill that we usually look for, because end of the day, you have to talk and get things done. And there's a lot of retail courses also that are available, because Retail India, there's so many institutes are actually working on these specific courses, which is there for the retail.
Okay, ma'am. There is one more question from Shruti Gurumurthy. Do small retailers have a future?
What do you think? Yeah, so maybe the small players, yeah, they do have future, but maybe in a rural area is what I would say, because as of now, when these big fish like Amazon and Flipkart and all these comes, eventually all these small companies are going to get absorbed by the big companies. There is scope, definitely, but they will also get absorbed. There is market for everybody. Yes.
Yeah. Is there anyone else who has any questions? You can please post the message on the chat box. Otherwise, what are the opportunities, ma'am? What do you think will be the opportunities that a student who's aspiring to become a retailer or work in a retail shop, what is that opportunities that he can create for himself, and what is the opportunities that are available?
Like I said, opportunities are immense. You can go into different departments. If you're a very good speaker, then you can get into sales, right? If you have flair towards human resources, then you can actually get into HR, or you can also get into marketing, finance. So it's about the flair that you have and the liking towards the subject. So the opportunity is immense, because every retail sector, it's an organized sector. It's not like any of the Gandhi companies. So you have SOPs, you have processes for everything, to an extent that, today this product should be displayed here only. Okay, there is a SOP even for that. So opportunity is immense.
Yes, ma'am. And there is one question from the participant. How did your company handle the pandemic, during the pandemic situation when the market was too down? I think you have answered this by telling about virtual also, but you can add on a few more points to it.
Yeah, I would show off about my company a little bit here and about the Tata Group in general. If you see, 60% of whatever profits that Tata gets, is actually given to the society, which means it is a charity that we do for the society, right? During pandemic, I would say that we really took care of our employees, because for us it was important to save a life than business, right? If there are no people, what is the point of running the show when there's nobody there to buy? So our focus was to ensure safety, and that's what we did. And we also ensured that we gave every employee complete salary. I think we were one of the retailers that we never deducted anybody's salary, and we gave them the whole, including incentive, which we thought could have been earned if they were to be on the floor. So we have just gone all out. And yes, the company has taken a hit for sure. Yes, we've lost business for 2-3 months, but we managed it well in terms of helping the employees. We've also gone ahead and taken care of, we've had a lot of cases where the person has actually passed away.
Hello, Rina.
Sorry. Sorry for the interruption, Ms. Sindhu. Yeah, was there a question from anyone? Sorry, ma'am. Yes, ma'am. Ma'am, being from the HR stream, so can you say more about the HR? How did the artificial intelligence, or how did you use anything related to technology in HR?
HR, yeah. See, when we hire candidates, it's very easy for a candidate to fake, saying you have ABCD as your skill. So using technology, we have come up with tools to identify that, is this person really giving you the right information? Because we check on various competencies. It can be about willingness to work, or this product knowledge, the IQ, does the person have the basic math to even understand the logics of what we're trying to explain? So the technology is so good that, your assessment scores will tell you if you're good for me to be hired or no. Not just at the entry level, but at every level. Because for me, for a manager, my competency would be to connect with people. So do I have that? So there are assessments that we do, which tells me that, yes, this is a good guy to go ahead and hire.
Thank you, ma'am. Dean, ma'am, there are no more questions. Can we wind up, ma'am?
Yeah, we can wind up, I think. Sindhu, yes, that's right. Yeah. So thank you, Sindhu. Thank you very much for being a part of Dayanand Sagar University, the distinguished webinar series. And thank you for taking time and enlightening all of us on the retail sector. Thank you very much. Look forward for many more webinars like this, and look forward for your time too. I hope this was really helpful for especially the students who are looking at taking up either a job or doing a course in retail. Yeah, thank you very much. And I must really thank Mr. Arvind Srinivas for giving us an introduction to Sindhu Ayyappa. Thank you very much, sir. Thank you, Vice Chancellor, sir, for your presence here. Thank you, Jasma, for coordinating. Thank you, Ruhi. Thank you, Archana ma'am, for being here and calling. Thank you. Thank you all.
Thank you.
Arvind, sir, would you like to say something?
No, thank you, ma'am. You have covered everything. And I think probably, I guess Ruhi has covered everything, whatever the questions came through. And of course, I do know Sindhu had a very tough time last week when I was speaking to her. Thank you, Sindhu, for amidst all the business pressures you had, for taking an hour off, hopefully, and didn't cause too much of inconvenience on the business pressures you have.
Oh, pleasure is all mine. I mean,
Oh,
thank you very
Sindhu.
much for giving me an opportunity.
Thank you. Thank you,
All
Sindhu.
right. See you all
Thank
then.
you.
Yeah.